want to get listings. We want to look for opportunities for listings to be there and for customers to be in the right mindset to actually get their house listed to begin with. They're not just thinking about it. What if they've already done it? What if they've already done it, but done it with those 80% other realtors that aren't doing the hustle, that aren't actually working the industry, that aren't actually doing the job, that are just kind of putting them on the market and hoping for the best? What I'm talking about is the frustrated clientele in a standardized market that ultimately turns a house into an expired. We're going to talk about some of the strategies today and how you convert these and turn them into real listings that can actually get on the market and be strategized correctly. Properties that were recently on the market but couldn't find a buyer before are called an expired. They were under a contract for representation, and for whatever reason, we'll talk about a few of those today, but for whatever reason, the house didn't sell. While you might think it is challenging to get these properties listed again, agents that are armed with really strong and intelligent marketing strategy, a truly thoughtful outreach approach, can certainly succeed in this landing zone. It is not popular, so you're not dealing with every realtor doing it, and you really have to be strong in your personal will so that you can deal with a lot more rejection. We're going to talk about the strategies today, how you get expireds, and how to effectively nurture them into forever clients. Now, there are several ways that you can get these. Let's just knock this first one out to get started, but you can buy them. Purchasing an expired listing list is an excellent option to get you jump started into prospecting, because if you don't know how to prospect on your own, it can be kind of daunting, especially with all of the different technologies that are out there. Social media is a perfect example. There's 16 different platforms out there to be able to get things done, only 5 of which get any type of attention. And depending on what kind of audience you're looking for is going to help you decide which of those 5 you're going to be predominantly strongest with. You don't have time to do all of that whenever you're looking for a listing, whenever you're looking for an opportunity to get another client under contract, to get it out there onto the MLS. So while some agents prefer to save a little bit of money by finding leads on their own, buying a real estate leads list, specifically around expireds, sometimes is the only option for people. It will definitely save you time. You don't have to dig into any of the additional platforms that are out there. The MLS makes it hard enough, right? This is an archaic database with a very clunky front end, and it's the reason companies like Zillow have been so successful in leveraging it. They put a really nice interface to be able to access that clunky data set. If you're looking for game-changing lead generation when it comes to expireds particularly, I'm going to give a shout out to something when I first started in the industry was around, and it was one of the best places for all of this information to be located. Yes, you're paying for publicly scraping information from the interwebs. RedX is one of the best. It uses Vortex CRM. It does lead contact info, tax details, listing specifics for even FSBOs. But expireds are super easy to access in this little machine. It gives you top-notch editing tools. It gives you topics and suggestions to help create a little bit of content when you're talking to people about it. It'll give you some scripting. These are scripts that have worked in certain areas under certain conditions, rural versus city, those types of things. So yeah, RedX would be a really good one to have it all in one place. But you can also just be the classic agent and use your real estate tools that you're already paying for, like your locally hosted MLS. The MLS is an easy place to start if you want to learn how to get expired listings. You're simply going to search for expired properties in the last 2 or 4 weeks, and you're going to add them to your CRM as a follow-up, or you're just going to start on the top of your screen and work your way down. You can sort a little bit better inside the MLS because you can decide what type of properties you're willing to look for that are expired. You can look for expireds within a city that you work in. You can look for certain types of neighborhoods If you want a traditional subdivision where just a streeted neighborhood, all of these things you can already do inside the MLS, and anybody that can check a box can get a nice perfect list for you to be able to just run a pencil through every day when you make your phone calls. But once you've built this list, you need to go back to all of the additional things that we've been teaching you in these courses. You need follow-up, you need consistency, you need a lead nurturing plan. You have to essentially talk these people off the ledge. They're already angry that their house didn't sell. They're already convinced that it was the real estate agent before you's fault. Now you need to figure out whether it was and what was the actual reason that the house couldn't get off the market. And I know what a lot of you are thinking. A lot of you are thinking, price is everything, Alex. If a house is priced correctly, it'll fly off the shelf. In a standard market where you have equalized buyers that are looking for homes and equalized amount of homes that are available, that is simply not the case. Marketing is going to prevail. How you get the well-priced home in front of all of those buyers is going to be the differentiator. And now with all the changes that are happening with all of these scraper programs like Zillow, they're not going to be able to show every home that's available on the market starting the first of this next month. There's going to be a lot of exclusions as to what they can show. So good for us. It's going to come back to the realtors to have all the access to all the information so that you're putting together much better presentations and a much better list of homes for your client to be able to look at. Pardon me. So once you've built that list of expireds, you can get started with your phone calls. And yes, it's cold calls. Traditionally, this is going to be the fastest method. You're not going to be the only agent doing it. So find an interesting elevator pitch to get you in front of your client faster, to make them understand who you are. Do not misrepresent yourself, and make sure that when you get in front of them, you have actionable items that you want to talk through. Otherwise, their first rule is, this is another solicitation. I should have never put my house on the market. I need to hang up on just another realtor. Number 3, networking. Let's go back to that for just a bit. If you reach out to other agents who have had listings on the market for a while, they in fact might be able to tell you what's going on with the client, and you can interview in advance. Hey, if you don't feel like your client's going to continue doing business with you, how about referring them to me? Give me an early out interview. So I'll actually go in and talk to them saying, hey, I actually am in a networking session with the realtor that is working with you now. They actually suggested that I talk to you, that you and I might be able to work together a little bit better to get this done, that some of the strategies and things they have been using wasn't working for you. So how do we get in front of it? Because once it becomes expired on the MLS, chances are it's going to become then going to be a fight with all the other competition that's out there for you to be able to get in front of that client. Next thing is, of course, connecting through emails, social medias, or whatever. There are actually groups about this called Referral Exchange, Agent Referral Network. Lots of local real estate groups, like on Meetup, you can find some of these groups. Terrific way to not to refer listings in your market that may not be in your marketing style, and might even just hook you a referral fee from a couple of agents too. You've done all the work. You've had the conversations, you know the client. This is beyond just a warm introduction if you do it this way. There are also some local chapters of real estate associations as well that have internal groups too. You can do this at the NAR, at the national level, but if they've got specific sects and groups, you've got the Hispanic Real Estate Professionals Group, you've got the Institute of Real Estate Management, you've got the National Real Estate Investors Association, National Association of Real Estate Brokers, if you're at that level. And then, of course, the Women's Council of Realtors. If you get in with one of these groups, they're very good at being supportive of each other, and they want to keep that business within that little section that they're building.